sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. I'm your host, DJ Qualls, and we're here with my good friend, Kelly Blackheart. Hey, Kelly.
That's me.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I am better, less hungover than I was.
Transformed.
I've transformed, and
I was making a reference to the glasses.
yeah, they are. They're heavy, these Transformer glasses. Today is our 30th episode. Is that true, Isaac?
Yes.
Episode 30.
Damn. We did it.
I thought we'd be dead before 25.
I was hoping we would, but
You really did. We call her Death Wish Kelly.
I think it's actually 31 because
it is?
We're on odds.
This bar sucks.
And actually we call me Debbie Deathwish. But that's neither here nor there.
Damn it. I knew this was going to be a bad day when I left my chapstick at home.
Do you want some chapstick?
Yeah, I do.
Here you go.
Thank you.
I never have chapstick. I just bought this the other day. That's actually how I knew that I could never have kids, because I've never owned a chapstick for more than 2 days without losing it.
Because you would lose that child.
Yeah. So
Have you seen my child?
I would definitely be a leash
Society
parent.
frowns on that, losing your child.
It's fine. It's fine. I did a question box on our Instagram. We've got some questions. Is chapstick addictive?
Lip balm has no ingredients that can cause dependency. So chapstick being addictive is an urban myth.
That's what I thought. That's why I looked it up, because I thought I was like, oh, you're going to get addicted to it.
It doesn't become addictive unless you put it up your ass.
Which we do.
Yeah, which we do. So technically we are addicted to chapstick.
And that's why you keep losing them.
Aren't there some brands that have more like drying agent in them to make you apply more often?
I won't mention one, but Carmex.
That's what I was
Somebody told me.
Allegedly.
Somebody did say, and I don't know if this is true or not. It's probably bullshit because I love Carmex.
Yeah.
That little container they have.
Because they're a little spicy.
Yeah.
Carmex
I like
got that
Carmex.
tingle. I'm like.
But somebody said that there were carcinogens in it, but I think doesn't putting it up your ass.
I almost exclusively ingest carcinogens. Yeah. So
exactly. We need to talk.
That is something that's so fucking annoying when people give like unsolicited comments about, you shouldn't have Diet Coke. It's so bad for you. I'm like, you should see how little I fucking care about.
You see the other things I do.
It does have benzocaine in it though, which is a numbing.
Oh yeah, benzocaine is good.
Yeah, to be addicted to.
Not to be addicted to. It is a numbing agent, though. They use it for when you get like topical stuff, when you get like Botox and filler.
And cold sores.
Oh yeah, I've never had a cold sore. I can't fucking believe it.
I do like.
Out of
I
all
haven't
the stuff
either.
I've done, I don't have a cold sore. I've
never had one either.
And I've done everything. And what I mean by that is
Everything.
I've done it all.
Anybody who's anybody has.
Exactly. Little call back to Desperate Lives. I've done all the things, and I don't have cold sores, it just goes to show you, life is a fucking game of Russian roulette.
Life is a highway.
I want to ride it.
I got a cold sore on my
No,
lip.
but it really is. Like, you can do something once and get a cold sore, and you can do all the things that I've done. And have I mentioned how many things I've done?
Well, and also,
don't
some
have any
people
cold
just
sores.
have it lying dormant in their system.
Oh, they do? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's...
Don't get medical advice from us, though.
Cold sores are part of the herpes simplex virus 1, I believe, which is... that can lie dormant in your system, or it can manifest in
What's
sores
the
on your
non-glamorous
lips.
version? Is
I
that
think
3?
It's 2. I don't know if there's 3. I think it's just 1 and 2.
Oh.
But I think 2 is genital warts. Yeah, so 1 is extremely common. So and so if somebody has a cold sore on their lip, it is not necessarily that they've had a sexual experience or whatever. It's just...
Dude, back in the day when you did a movie, you had to go for a physical.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was a doctor like right at La Brea and Hollywood Boulevard that every single actor went to, like everybody, because they need to make sure that you are physically healthy enough to survive your contract, that you're not going to make them take an insurance day or lose money from not being well, And one of the things on there, what the questionnaire they give you is, have you ever had a cold sore? And if you don't disclose it, I think you could have been sued. Like, there's so many things that don't, and nobody does that anymore. We don't get physicals for anything anymore. But the first physical I had was for a road trip, and the doctor was in Los Angeles, and I had this physical done in Nashville, and I got a pretty thorough going over. Somehow this came up organically in conversation when I met the other actors when we were filming Road Trip, and I told them what they did to me, and Breckenmeyer was like, "You've been molested." Like, he made me pull my pants down.
Well, don't you normally for a physical?
No, not the movie physical. They ask you if you've had a cold sore.
Well, they wanted to know what your cock looked like.
Yeah, he wanted to see what my dick looks like. He must have. Either that or he was, I have to believe.
He said, I know this guy's going to be a star. I got to see this thing.
I have to believe.
Let me see that dick.
Show me that dick. I have to believe it was because he's not familiar with that world. He was a local doctor in Nashville, and they don't have a lot of movie physicals they do there. But, like, I got the full battery, like, turn your head and cough. He touched my balls. Like, that whole thing.
I mean, it was probably good to just get a physical out of the way anyway.
I've never had a physical that didn't have ball stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you go?
Same.
Is your doctor in Nashville?
I mean, every sports doctors, everything, my whole life, they've all touched my stuff.
No, but not a movie physical.
Every doctor's made me touch his balls
Yeah.
when I get a physical.
Well, that's normal, isn't it?
Is that weird?
You been to my doctor too?
He said, we want to see how well your hand cups.
Let's see your manual dexterity. I love how your doctor has a southern accent and you grew up in the Midwest.
Well, I traveled for my physicals.
If I had any feelings at all that weren't available strictly for sale, I'd be offended by that.
By him being Southern?
No, by you making him Southern.
I didn't make him Southern. His parents did.
What was it? It's American by birth, Southern by the grace of God. You ever heard that?
No.
Yes.
It's a saying in the South.
Well, Isaac's from the South.
I know.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Say thank God.
By the grace of God. Kelly, you're on your computer. Are you doing something? Are you pulling up a TikTok video or are you just checking your fucking email on my time?
Yeah, I only have 25,000 now. I've been deleting them this whole time. No, I wrote down some of the questions that we got from our Instagram.
Let's do that because I like every other episode we make you think that we're listening to you.
Well, speaking of your attitude right now, what's your most boomer take?
These kids and their music. These fucking kids and their music. My most boomer take, it certainly is not pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
No. I can't even afford boots.
Exactly. I fully recognize the fact that this world has been ruined for the next generation. How the fuck are you going to save up 20% of $2 million to buy a house? You're not going to be able to do that. Yep. My most boomer take is...
I want to see if there's a list of boomer takes.
I mean, I'm okay with women driving and like voting.
So gracious. Occasionally.
Do I have a lot of boomer takes?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if you have one off the top of your head.
I don't have one on the top of my head. I tend to think that I'm usually like, oh, this is not how it used to be. Well, that's just how it is right now. Like I'm a path of least resistance type of guy. But I definitely, this is not a boomer thing, but I definitely see everywhere signs of the fact that we are on a path for subjugation. And this is not conspiracy stuff. It's stuff that you can see. The fact that disparity between what you earn and what you can buy has never been greater. The fact that hedge funds buy houses and the government allows it. All of these things point to the fact that how do you keep people from rising up against you or forcing them to work for the man, the corporation? Mm-hmm. You don't let them accumulate anything. Right. You don't let them have any other options. So that's not a boomer. I think that's the opposite of a boomer take, right? That's
probably.
That's a what the fuck's happening.
That's a progressive take. I don't have one off the top of my head. I haven't had a ton of time to think of it, but love technology. Not everything needs a fucking account. Like the fact that there's fridges that are smart fridges now or smart dishwashers or why do I have to create an account to do the most basic shit? Yeah, exactly. That fucking annoys the shit out of me.
A lot of times when I'm asked to, like, if I'm abroad, all the free Wi-Fi's ask for your email so they could spam you. You're never going to get my fucking real email. I give you a version of my email. You figure it out.
Did you know that you can just put like a plus anywhere in your email address, and it will filter that out into like a different email address or whatever, so you're not getting them in your actual inbox. Yeah, I just found that out
Even
recently.
on Hotmail where I am?
I think so, yeah.
What?
You can do like, I've done like a period in it. I think you can just add those types
So
of
you can
characters.
just add a plus anywhere in your own email, and because it doesn't recognize pluses as anything other than that, okay. I didn't know that. Is that my boomer take?
No, but
I didn't know that either. That's fucking awesome.
yeah, I just found that out, and it's a good way. Like, I think other people have done things too where you can. I don't.
It's like a star 69.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but I think you could also add, like, towards the end of it, you could do plus whatever the business's name is or whatever, so that you could then look up those specific things. But I don't know. But I've started doing that when I have to put my email in for something
that's
like
so
that.
Good.
Because
or I just put it in an email that's not real, so somebody else is getting it.
Isaac's like, I get a lot of emails. Hey, DJ.
Do you have to sign up for that separate email with the plus sign in it, or you just add it and it works?
No, it's just like it. So if you went to a website and you were like, there's like, you need your email for a 10% off coupon. Oh, that annoys me too, where it's like you can't even get into a website to shop for something without putting your email address in. But one of the hacks that I always use.
So look, use our email for the show, for example. How would you phrase that?
Just probably loadedpod plus or probably plus loadedpod@gmail.com. You can put it anywhere.
Okay.
Don't start using that.
I'm not gonna.
Just kidding.
I'm not gonna use it. I didn't even know we had an email until like just now. I was testing you.
That account gets a ton of spam already.
Yeah.
Now the fans are going to be putting it in all of their.
No, you could do it in your own email and it'll be great. But the hack that I always use is if I am going to buy something off of a website, I never buy it right away. I always put you put your email address in, put it in the cart, and then abandon
because
the
they
cart,
will come
and
back to
they'll
you
come
with a
back to you.
discount.
And if you try to fucking email me and say you left something in your cart and there's not a discount code, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want my business.
Yeah. I'm gonna find you.
Work for it.
I'm gonna
Work
find
for
you
it.
and kill you.
I found this list on BuzzFeed of
I fucking
top
hate
boomer
BuzzFeed.
takes.
Fucking BuzzFeed. Yeah,
That's a boomer take.
We went through this. No, fuck you, BuzzFeed. I've been used as clickbait for them so many
that's
times. I'm probably 20 times, and it's always the meanest shit. Whoever does that, fuck you, BuzzFeed.
Yeah, fuck you. Somebody says, I hate going to an event like a concert and watching the people around record the whole damn thing. I agree.
That's not just a boomer take. That's a fucking enjoy your life thing.
Yeah. It is interesting because it's like, of course, take a video or two videos or whatever. If it's your favorite song and you want to get a clip of it, go for it. But there have been times where I've been at a concert where somebody's recording the whole thing, and I'm
I've
like,
got
you will
91
never
gigabytes.
ever watch this again.
Yeah.
Or fireworks, the entire fireworks show.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
You don't have to fucking record the whole sex act. Fucking highlights. I will tell you when to click the camera on. Jesus.
Well, don't you think they're putting it on YouTube?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I think
if they
most
did put
people
it on
aren't.
YouTube though, it would be a violation of copyright, wouldn't it?
Not live stuff. The algorithm can't track the live stuff.
I would assume there's probably some people that put it on YouTube, but I would guess the majority of people do not. They just do it for their own personal.
I was
thing
here
that
this
they'll
one
never-
time. Well, also, I mean, in their defense, it probably because it costs $40 billion to go to this event, and they're like, I probably will never do this ever in my whole lifetime. We just go to concerts on a Tuesday because they were there.
Yeah, I learned from my dad that, like, because even when you're traveling and you're taking pictures of like buildings or something like that, it's like you're really never gonna look at those pictures again unless you're in the pictures. There's people in the pictures.
When I became
and so
friends
I've
with-
gotten better at that.
When I became friends with my buddy Theo, I looked at his Instagram, and it was all photos of his travels that were water and buildings. And I'm like, you look like a fucking predator. This is there's nothing personal about you. There's no people in them. Either you are sad with no friends, or you look like you're trying to do something shady. Put some people in your fucking videos.
Guys on dating sites do that. They'll have a picture of the first picture is them from an angle that's underneath them with sunglasses on for some
And the next
reason.
picture's masturbating from that same angle
Yeah.
with sunglasses
The next picture
on.
is their dick. The third picture is a group photo where 8 of the men are more attractive than the main guy, and you're like, that's not the way to do it. And then there'll be like a sunset photo, and then him holding a fish at the end.
Women are
and you're
definitely
like,
smarter about that one thing. How many women do you know who have a picture of her and 8 girls and she's not the prettiest one in the fucking picture on a dating site?
yeah, no, if anything, you're blurring out your
she's
friends.
like, let me. Hey guys, come over and take these photos with me. Not you. Can you hold the camera? Yeah, just they never get in pictures. I just want to let them in this picture this one time. That's the dating profile photo.
Yeah, there are definitely people who, like, when I take a group photo, I'm always looking at everybody in the photo. I'm like, would they like this one? But there are definitely people who are like, don't give a fuck. I look great.
Here's the thing. I'm not. I don't feel that way about photos of myself. Like, I'm like, what do you guys think? And I'm not like, well, I like this one. I'm like, come on.
I don't like any photo of myself.
You know the new Google Pixel phone? You can take a bunch of them and everybody can select their favorite face and it'll comp it together with everybody's favorite.
We're doomed. Okay, that's my
That's your boomer take.
Yeah,
that's your boomer take.
Yeah,
is that Google's coming out with
the
this
other
phone?
day. I was really proud of this. The other day, I was in Northern Ireland and I met a fan and she and I refused to take a picture with her a filter on, and she posted about it and said it made her feel good. It was like, this is what you actually look like. And
it made her feel good.
Yeah,
she wasn't complaining about it.
Whatever image you have in your head is not reality. Look how good you look.
Yeah. No, it is. Women especially, we've been fucking, like, everything has been about our looks for so long. Like, I said when I was 10% body fat in college, my coaches called me fat, and that's why I got injured and all that stuff. And so we've been conditioned to hate ourselves for so long that now when I look back at old pictures, I'm like, I can't believe I hated myself then. Like,
and that's how I feel
and
about
we spend
everybody
our
in the
entire
world.
lives hating the way that we look. And
you will never
and it's
be
always
this young ever again your whole life.
Yeah.
And it bothers me for people. But yeah, women definitely get it worse than men. And I admitted to Kelly yesterday that she was a good driver.
He did. It was September 16th at 12:05 p.m. I actually said it out loud.
I was in a vulnerable state.
He goes, you actually are a really good driver. And I go, September 16th, 12:05 p.m. And you go, I'm going to deny this ever happened.
But I just admitted it because your story was so moving.
Thank you.
Your convincing argument has persuaded me.
Okay, the next question we got was, what is your go-to thing to de-stress?
Masturbating.
Is it?
No. But I do masturbate. And it does make me less
so brave to admit.
It does make me less stressed. My go-to thing to de-stress, well, when the world's getting on top of me and I don't feel like dealing with anything, I watch television. Yeah. Television has always like been this great calming thing for me because what I will do is I'll be like, there is absolutely nothing in the world that I'm going to deal with in the next hour.
Yeah.
I'm going to only do this. And it's also my treat for when I have to do chores or something around the house. I'm like, for everything I do that's productive, I get to watch an hour of Below Deck or some shit like that. And it really is a good way. It's not a fast way to get through your day, but if the alternative is nodding off on the couch and watching TV, like adding a little something to get done in there, it's a pretty good thing.
Yeah. I'm generally not I don't think stress is the thing that I generally feel, just because I'm a little bit nihilistic where I'm like, nothing fucking matters.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
I would say that's probably similar too. It's like being maybe just like letting go of responding to anything, like giving myself permission to not address anything in the moment and just rot for a little bit, I think.
And we need that. We need to be able to disengage. Like I'm the opposite of you. I feel stressed about everything. Like I'm a stress ball. And like timing and timers really help me. Like when I'm going through if I'm on the precipice of a panic attack and I'm not sure I can talk myself out of it, I will set microwave timers for 15 minutes. I'm like, you can get through this 15 minutes. You absolutely can.
Microwave timers?
Yeah.
Why don't you just use your phone?
Because there's something about it that is...
You have to turn it off.
Yeah,
you have to walk over there
and do it. And I go sit on the couch.
Are you just cooking nothing in there?
No.
There's just a timer
you can turn
on
a timer on a microwave, Boomer. No, but then I go back.
Boomers would know
but,
that.
But the reason why it's not on my phone is because I would constantly be staring at the phone to try to get through that 15 minutes, and I'm letting go of that 15 minutes. I mean, like I can get through this next 15 minutes, but not 1 minute at a fucking time in a 15-minute increment. So then I'll sit there and do something else or watch television or whatever it is, and when the microwave dings, I'm like, do I need another 15 minutes? If I do, I do that, and that really profoundly helps me.
Yeah, I'll do that when I like have to clean or whatever, because everything feels like such an insurmountable task when you
When you haven't cleaned in 2
how
years?
how do you visualize like your to-do list? Is it a list of like this is the first priority down? Because like for me it's a wall, right? And everything is everywhere all at once. And so it's hard for me to prioritize the things that need to get done first, and because of ADHD it's like I'll start on something and then be like, oh, this shouldn't be in the kitchen, and I'll move it out of the kitchen, and all of a sudden I'm in the living room and I'm doing something else, so everything feels so unorganized.
I always get I do to-do lists in my notes section.
I do too, but it's definitely not prioritized.
This is no, I don't prioritize this, but March 1st, 2024 at 2:17 a.m. Go through both credit cards to see what's business. Look at payment. Fix Cameo and do new one. Wash clothes. Clear nightstands. Take all bags off the floor. Replace wine. Make video for creation if you can. Email Stephanie. Announce theme. Sort new clothes to see what needs to be returned. And there's no priority in any of that. But sometimes, like, I find those, if they're around that time or later, they're like this. Buy Victorian coat rack.
And that moves to number one.
No, but I know exactly what state of mind I was when I was typing that. But I'm a big to-do list person.
I love making a list. It's just the doing the list. But I will set timers for myself where it's like, all right, I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes and I'm going to speed clean as much as I can in the kitchen. Yeah. And once the 15 minutes is up, then I can move on to something else. And by the time you're in it, you're like, oh, I could do this longer. And so it's just tricking myself into starting the task.
It's called a crutch. I'm a big believer in crutches.
Love a crutch.
I get through life with crutches. I cannot recommend this enough. If you have any sort of anxiety built up around a task, set a time limit. I schedule worry for myself. If I'm worrying about something too much, I will be like, on Tuesday and it's Sunday at 2 p.m. I'm going to think about this, and every time it pops into my head, I'm like, DJ, is it 2 p.m. on Tuesday right now?
And I text you, can't talk, I'm worrying right now.
Exactly. For real.
I'm worrying for the next hour.
Yeah.
This one, let me make sure I read it right. What do people misunderstand about you?
Did I ever tell you I was having a conversation with my sister and I flippantly said, I feel like nobody understands me. That's my problem. She's like, or maybe everyone understands you. Maybe that's a problem.
Maybe you are seen. Stop seeing me.
Maybe we've seen too much of you. I don't, tell me the question again.
What do people misunderstand about you? Misunderstand most about you?
I think, well, for a lot of years, people thought I was a virgin because I played one in movies and television so much.
And he fucks.
Well, I mean, just here's the thing. How stupid of a question if you think about it intellectually. Based on the fact of my job, somebody will have sex with me.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm a girl at a bar.
Every time we go somewhere, somebody's offering.
Yeah. That was a big misconception for a while. I don't really know. You know what? I really come from a place of people's opinions of me are not my business.
Yeah.
Unless it's behavior related. So if it's something that's existential, if it's something that's outside of me, then I don't. If it's something that's outside of my presence,
I wasn't going there.
I know, but I was. It was right in my head. I was thinking about all this stuff, putting stuff up my butt. Then it doesn't bother me. But if it's a misperception of my behavior or intent, that really bothers me.
Yeah, I get that. I think for a long time, based on, I would post like my online dating interactions and I'd be really snarky back to these because they were inappropriate messages.
Yeah,
and
a guy sent you like, hey, how are you? I'm good. What are you up to? And sends you a naked photo of him with his dick in a dirty sink.
Yeah. And so I would act like a bitch because I was being sexually harassed. And
Is that sexual harassment if somebody sends you an unsolicited dick pic?
100%.
Okay. I mean, I think it's a different idea for a man to receive a nude of somebody,
For sure.
regardless of your sexual orientation. I think it's processed differently. Like, if I get an unsolicited dick pic, I'm like, oh, that's homie's dick.
That's cute.
No, not cute, but it's just like this. Oh,
Yeah.
that's homie's dick. And it doesn't make me feel any kind of way. But that said, I'm not out sending unsolicited dick pics. I don't do it.
Right.
I've never sent a dick pic to somebody without it being part of the conversation and sometimes jewelry exchange, or through a third-party website where they're paying for that. It's just not something that I readily do. I've sent a bunch of gag dick pics to people. I think I sent you a gag dick pic.
You send me
I sent you a dick pic
someone's dick pic a lot.
once. Was it mine?
No.
Whose is it? Mouth it to me. Oh yeah, Donald Trump's dick pic. I did.
Don't talk about politics.
There is a photo
Politics.
of Donald Trump getting a spray tan that I stumbled across,
God,
and I've
it's
sent
like-
I've sent it to Kelly
If
few
it
times.
if it isn't the Desperate Lives clip, it is Donald Trump's dick.
I've only sent that to you like 16 or 17 times. I've sent the Desperate Lives clip 100 times.
At least. Yeah, we were talking about even just before we came here.
I'll
It's
send
like
it to Isaac. Don't put this on the screen though, because I don't think we're allowed to show somebody's dick on the internet.
Yeah,
I mean, on our
I
podcast.
think that's frowned upon.
I
But we
think
were
his dick
talking
is
about
copywritten at this
how
point.
a lot of men don't understand consent until they go to a gay bar and they feel
Yeah.
like they're being hit on by somebody that they don't want attention from. And when it comes to like when you're talking about rape, there's a lot of guys who don't necessarily empathize or sympathize with women, the trauma that happens to them after it, because in their mind they're picturing, well, if I got raped by a woman, it wouldn't be that bad.
Right.
Because that's kind of hot and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, if you're thinking about another man forcing himself on you, you could understand that. And so it's very similar to guys sending things unsolicited because it's like meant to make somebody uncomfortable, or they've got some sort of weird like embarrassment kink that they want somebody to tell them that their dick is tiny
That's
or
weird.
whatever.
Actually, that's interesting that you say that, because I've seen Reddit forums where guys will post naked photos of themselves and then ask for an opinion. And I'm like, there's no way that you live in the same world that we all live in to know that people aren't going to crack on you right now.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of people have a shame kink.
I'm not saying that you're not a grower, not a shower, or whatever it is. What I'm saying is there's no way in your logical mind that you think you're going to put this on the internet and not be cremated for it.
Yeah.
And
But people get off on that.
I
and
didn't know that.
That's why, like, and there's no way to do, like, it's artificial if you are asking, they're getting artificial shame for it if they're asking somebody to, engage in this with them. Like, I'm
Like,
going to send this
rate
to you
me.
and I want you to embarrass me.
But on the
So
internet?
they do it to women who are not suspecting it because they're like, oh, she's going to be so mad. She's going to be so mad and she's going to call me a tiny dick little loser, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to fucking come everywhere. That's what they say.
What?
Yeah.
Who's they?
They
They
say
are.
that.
They have some problems.
Did I ever show you the video of the guy coming onto an iPad that he sent me in an Instagram message?
No.
It's like, sir, this is a Wendy's.
Sir,
Stop
this is a
sending,
Wendy's.
sending that. We got Frosties at
None of
Wendy's
that.
the other day.
I'm telling you what, the Frosty. So when we left, visiting the store, when we left that breakfast place, we had to go to a Bevmo so I could buy some cognac for the car dealer. Anyway, and so we weren't feeling it, but we went because I said that I would. So we went and bought it, and then the guy was like, "Here's a hangover cure," because we were dying, and we did down them, but then we decided that we couldn't eat food, so we thought that a Wendy's Frosty would fix us. The nearest Wendy's from any point in Southern California is 74 miles from you. There are no Wendy's anymore.
Yeah,
They're
what's
all
up with
gone.
Wendy's?
We went to the far reaches of Long Beach to find this Wendy's.
They should rename it Werdy's.
Werdy's. Not Wendy's, but Werdy's.
Because it's not when are we
that's
having it,
good.
it's where the fuck
Yeah.
is it?
And so, first of all, we ordered 2 Frosties and said we want the smallest size, and it was $2.35.
$2.21.
Yeah, $2.21.
It didn't even make sense as a total because
Yeah.
there were 2 of them and,
we
it
were
wasn't
like,
an even number.
what? And we realized that the snack size is actually the only logical size of Frosty.
It's more than enough Frosty.
And so we ate half of the snack size of Frosty, and we're almost fixed. I wasn't dizzy anymore, and I was certainly more calm because I think my body needed that sugar boost.
Yeah.
And also, it was cold.
Yeah. The cold shocks your body back into feeling somewhat normal. That's like when you're having a panic attack, you should stick your face in a bowl of ice water.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you should try it. It's not a gag.
Now I can't wait for my next panic attack.
Next time, text me. We're having a panic attack.
Now I have something to look forward to.
There's a Wendy's close to your house that you might not know about.
Where is it?
It's on a. I'll tell you off air.
Hold on. Let me put my glasses on so I can see where this is because the nearest one to me I thought was on Sunset.
No, it's right off the 405.
That's not near me.
You're. I don't know exactly where you live, but you're in this circle of places.
I'm down there.
Yeah, and that's
See Studio City?
No, you're looking at Sherman Oaks. He's in Studio
Look,
City.
I'll
He's
show you
way
where
over
I am.
there.
Well, in that case, that Wendy's is closer right there.
I'm
not.
here.
That's not close.
Look where
though.
I am. Hey guys, excuse me, Kelly, do some music.
I thought you were over by the place.
No, here's where I am. Oh, you've never been to my house. You should.
I haven't.
I live there.
Yeah.
No, down here.
Oh, you're on that side.
Yeah. I'm on the rich person's part. I haven't been pretending to be a virgin for the last 25 years to live over there. Come on, motherfucker.
If you could sit down with anyone for a conversation, who and why, dead then alive?
Oh, both?
So both.
Two people? I have to have two conversations with people I don't know?
I don't want to talk to anybody.
I would love to talk to Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. She would be cool to talk to.
Or Betty Davis. I really like to talk to Betty Davis. Post-stroke, when she's shitting on everybody, and all of her stories are just her grievances with people. I love feisty old people who are mad for no reason, as long as they're not using that to vote against somebody's rights.
Yeah, just a snarky, mad, not
like I've totally. This is such a stereotype, but I've totally Googled snarky Betty Davis or Joan Crawford comments. Like, they make little shitty remarks about people. I like that kind of stuff. Alive, who would I like to talk to? I don't, maybe oh no, it would probably be an artist. But living artist, who would I want to talk to? I don't know.
My dad would be Helen Keller, just to see what was up.
Like how she signed into her hand.
I just want to know.
Yeah,
I want to squash the rumors.
Actually, she could see and hear.
We got along great.
We went out for some drinks. No, so I'm changing that because I would like to talk to Van Gogh. Because
pre-ear, post-ear,
just anywhere in that period. Actually, didn't cut off his whole ear. That's wildly exaggerated because I talked to him. No, just he painted 900 canvases and never sold one. And the get up and everydayness of that and do it because you have to, the torture of that. I'm really interested in him, and also just what a fucking genius. And I would also like to say, hey dude, you're one of the most famous people in the fucking world forever. So I would love to do that. So that's my dead. My alive would probably, I don't like anybody alive. You on a podcast?
I would pick you too.
No, it would be you in a bar. Period.
With a candlestick. It's our game of Clue.
No, the candlestick would be alcohol, I thought.
Yeah.
It's not called Locked and Probably Loaded for nothing. That wasn't arbitrary.
No, it certainly was not. Another question is, when low on energy, what do you guys take? I take vitamin B12 or ginseng and honey. Nothing works for me. I'm always low on energy.
I drink a Red Bull every morning.
Meth?
No, not meth.
No, that was my answer.
I don't drink coffee. I hate the taste of it.
Me neither.
And also, did I ever tell this story? One time we got a coffee truck at work. 'Cause I had to work that day. Did I tell you this? You ever heard this? So I was shooting a TV show in New Orleans, and I had to work on my birthday. And it was just me and another actor. And it was a guest star, and the other cast were all off on my birthday. So they brought a coffee truck out, the director did, as a great surprise for me and the crew as my happy birthday. And I fucking hate coffee.
It's also the weakest surprise ever.
I know. But it's something,
coffee.
But it's something that everybody can enjoy, and people late in the day
Not you, though.
do.
Whose birthday it was.
I know. So, but he doesn't know that because it's not a common thing to not like coffee. So I ordered one of those ice blended mocha things, which is a milkshake, basically. I drank half of it and thought I was going to shit my pants. My stomach started cramping. It was like I had done an 8 ball of cocaine. It was awful. My hands were sweating. it really was really bad, and I had a bad reaction to it. And so when people are like, when I tell them, like, if I have to be somewhere, I don't drink a Red Bull every day, but if I have to be somewhere early in the morning, I will lay in bed and drink a Red Bull and either do a crossword puzzle or read the news before I start my day. And people are like, oh my God, there's so much caffeine in that. I'm like, I've never had an 8-ounce Red Bull and thought I was going to shit my pants. Exhibit A, the defense arrest.
Yeah, caffeine doesn't. I think that's something too. You can have like ADHD that caffeine works as
A relax, like a focuser.
yeah. It's like no. It makes me
relaxing,
tired.
yeah.
So like caffeine doesn't do anything for me.
See, I definitely don't. See, people think because of how my mind works, because of the way I tell stories, that I have ADHD. Almost after every panel I do anywhere, somebody comes up like, I'm just like you. I also have ADHD. I'm like, give me one of your Adderalls and come back in 15 minutes and see how big my fucking pupils are. Like, please.
I wish I had Adderall.
No, I love Adderall because it makes
Sponsor us, Adderall.
It makes me feel good. Any stimulant stimulates me.
Yeah, I wish caffeine did that for me, but I could drink a 2-liter
and go
before
to bed
and be fine. I mean, I have problems sleeping in general, but it's not caffeine. Wait, what was I going to say?
Did you give your alive and dead person?
Yeah, I said Helen Keller and you.
Oh, Josh sent me a text. Oh, that's so nice. No, Josh sent me a text. I'm not going to give you any crap when you complain about working on a set ever again. It's so boring. Oh, yeah, he's... so Josh of Josh and Tiffany fame, who cosplayed us at DragonCon.
That was cool.
Did
we ever talk about that?
No,
That
so
they
we
dressed
got
up as us?
so our buddies cosplayed us at DragonCon with these giant cardboard cutout heads.
They were foam.
Yeah, they were? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, they went the whole 9 yards.
They did.
So good. It was so amazing
I laughed
they did
so hard
this.
when I saw those pictures.
Anyway, he's Josh is a jack of every trade. Like he does stuff just because he wants to. Like I think he doesn't need money. He owns like the most successful haunted house in all of. Look, there it is. Everybody on Patreon. It's so funny. I love you guys.
Did you see the cards they made for us too? Apparently there are quotes, and I don't remember saying this, but I said I'm a blessing. Which I am.
No,
and you said I'm a national treasure.
I am a fucking national treasure, and I do remember saying that. And the thing is, I was repeating it. Somebody else said it first.
And they made What Would DJ and Kelly Do bracelets.
Yeah. They're great. Yeah. Anyway, so Josh just does things because, they're shooting a movie over there. I think I'm going to go be an extra in it. And he is. He's in a movie right now with...
Oh, he's an extra?
Yeah. And he owns the most successful haunted house like in all of Mississippi. They do very well. And doesn't really need to work off season. But he's like, yeah, I'll just go over there and be an extra. And he's in a movie right now with... Emma Stone. And I guess we spoke nicely about her on the podcast. So he went over and told her that and gave her a What Would DJ Kelly Do bracelet.
Emma Stone knows about us. We do love Emma Stone.
And then he was promptly removed by security.
Have you been to his haunted house?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard of McCamey Manor?
That sounds made up.
It's a very controversial haunted house that this guy, I think his name's like Ross McCamey or something like that. He started this haunted house that it was like the most intense experience ever, to the point where people were signing like these contracts that were 40 fucking pages long that was like, we can rip your nails out, we can rip your teeth out, like you will be tortured, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And he films these people going through like full on fucking torture. And there's been multiple documentaries.
Is that legal?
No, I think now I think he got shut down initially. Don't quote me on any of this. I can't remember the exact details. And then he started a new one because it was always like there's a prize at the end of this if you can make it through. But there was no actual like end to the thing. It's like if somebody was making it through, he would just keep the torture going longer, to the point where it's like nobody was ever going to get the $10,000 or whatever the fucking prize was.
Is it John Wayne Gacy?
It's similar, allegedly. I like truly some of the videos were so fucking, they were like waterboarding people. They put you in something with snakes. They would rip your nails off with pliers, shave your head.
And people say that people aren't willing to get jobs. They're going through a lot to get to
It is interesting because like I love scary movies. I love feeling scared.
I don't like gross though.
I don't like gross.
So the gore.
but I don't understand obviously there are a lot of people who want to go through these types of things maybe to test how strong they are, how able to put up with these things they are. But I'm like, I don't know. Willingly subjecting myself to torture is...
I see enough horror in my day-to-day life. I don't need from the fucking news. I don't need anything else in there. I like being scared, though. I love scary movies so much. Jump scares, I love.
Yeah.
But I don't like gore in any capacity.
Yeah, me neither.
And haunted houses, I'm not the kind of person that gets so scared they run. But you know who is? AJ Buckley, he's an actor, and he's on a show. I think he's on Sniper or what are those CBS shows? He was on Supernatural. Here, I'll pull him up right now.
I'm looking at him.
He's on a show called
SEAL Team.
SEAL Team, yeah. Sorry, AJ. That's not for me, but I'm proud of you. But he's the kind of guy that, like, he's this big, burly dude, and I love him to pieces. But get scared about that kind of stuff. So we were appearing together at a convention in New Zealand, and we went to, like, one of the world's scariest haunted houses. Mm-hmm. And these clowns with chainsaws started chasing him over roots, like roots on the ground, right? And he wound up falling and having to go to the hospital. And then the headline in the New Zealand Herald the next day was Hollywood star injured in clown chainsaw incident.
Which sounds terrifying, honestly.
It sounds awesome. I mean, I think it was worth it just for the headline. But he had his arm in a cast and one of those things that attaches to your waist, so he had to have help showering. No. Yeah, if you want somebody to touch your dick, break your arm.
Yeah, we did Halloween Horror Nights a few years ago.
Wait, was I there?
I don't know. It was with Jim, and my brother bought me a ticket, and it's like that's also the only way I would ever do Halloween Horror Nights is doing the VIP thing. It's not scary. Like, so my sister-in-law, for instance, is much more scared of that stuff, so she would just walk behind me. But it's like, especially when you're going to a place like that, you know that they're not allowed to touch you. Yeah. You know that they're not, like, if I'm going to McCamey Manor, yeah, I'd be shitting my fucking pants, but I would never. That's the torture house. The torture one. But it's like, just a regular haunted house, if somebody's jumping out at me, I mean, most of the time I would be trying to scare the people that worked there. Just going back at them. It's like, yeah. What? But when you know you're at a place where they are not allowed to touch you, I'm like, it takes the edge off of it. Yeah, I don't care. But also, it blows my mind how people go there and stand in those long ass lines to go through a haunted house for 15 seconds.
I know, it's ridiculous.
So I probably will never go back again because I can't afford to do the VIP, and I got that ticket for free. But
I've actually only ever been to VIP. I went because I was in a TV show that had an experience there. But speaking of McCamey Manor, McCamey Manor, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a really famous, I think he's a YouTuber, like one of the biggest YouTubers, who has a show that's coming out on Amazon, I think. Oh, I've heard a rumor of it. That it's basically him torturing. It's like a Survivor, but I think the person can win an island.
Mr. Beast.
Wait, do you know this because I told it to you?
I don't know.
Because if you know it because I told it to you, we can't say it was him because I know somebody that worked on it who signed an NDA.
Mr. Beast gave away an island like 3 years ago.
Okay. Well, I guess he's giving away a new island.
Oh, boy.
And 5 months. 5 months ago, there was 7 days stranded on an island. But I mean, that's also shit that he does. Okay. Like he does plenty of videos where it's like,
it really just seems like psychological torture. Yeah. And he'd be like, here's $300,000 to leave this or whatever. Allegedly, I don't know anything about this, but I'm hearing. This is what I heard. And it sounds like somebody who's so fucking rich that they're like, let's see what we can get people to do for money.
Yeah, there's been some stuff that came out recently about.
And by the way, Mr. Beast, if you're listening to this, offer me $1 million and I'll do all this stuff, and smile about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly the point where you get to where you're like, this is exploitation. You know, it's like, yes, these people are doing these things that perhaps. I'm sure he does some challenges where it's like, oh, that wouldn't be that hard. And if somebody's going to get $100,000, but you're exploiting people who need that money so desperately.
A lot of reality-based things, though, are based on exploitation, right? Mm-hmm. The reality show producers, they say they masturbate with tears, mm-hmm. right?
I've been rewatching the show Unreal, which Ty was on the first season. So I was taking pictures of him.
And Josh Kelly. Hey, Josh.
Yeah, Josh. And it's so funny because rewatching it, like I saw his name in the credits. I was like, wait, that's your Josh, right? Like I've met him multiple times. I would have never put two and two together.
He was dressed like a pirate that day.
Yeah. Well, no, I've met him a couple
coins.
times, but
That last time.
I couldn't recognize him. But Unreal is a great show if you are into reality TV, especially any type. Like it's based on The Bachelor, Bachelorette.
And I've never seen those
series.
types of shows. They make me crazy because they feel exploitative. And the argument saying when people are like, well, it's not exploitative if they signed up for it. Yes, they picked people who have a certain psychological profile that will perform for you. People are highly unself-aware. That doesn't mean that they are active participants in it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of drama around the reality shows lately. We'll get into the ones that are exploiting people the most on Patreon.
Yeah, bye guys.
Guys, you can check us out. Also we want to say, I think for our October live.
We're
gonna
no, not live.
Yeah,
I thought
for
we were
our
gonna do a
live.
regular episode.
But for our live, we're going to do a Halloween costume contest. So if you join us.
But in one of the episodes, I want to be dressed like one of our episodes. I want to be a Halloween themed episode because I want to talk about supernatural experiences. Anytime
we got to record that like next week.
Yeah, I want to do a full. I know that's why I texted you. I want you to not just for Patreon. I want you to do a full Halloween episode.
We're gonna do a costume contest in the
On our
live
Patreon
because we
afterward.
want other people to dress up with us
Yeah.
too. So,
but we're going to do a Halloween episode, a full Halloween episode where we talk about all things spooky.
All things spooky.
Yeah, I want to do that.
And we're gonna go through
and
McCamey Manor.
and we get to eat candy during it.
We could eat candy during any episode.
No,
if we
but I
wanted
want to do
to
it during Halloween. Otherwise, what's the fucking point? Really? Jesus Christ.
All right, you can check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/loadedpod. Follow us on social media at loadedpod. And you can send us an email, probablyloadedpod@gmail.com. Let us know what problems you want us to solve for you. We're so good at that.
You're still good at it. Bye.
Bye.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
And opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked